Why don't you, in your own words, kind of share with me just a summary of what you wrote in about and what you've been struggling with?
I've struggled with self-abandonment for, I guess, 40 plus years now, and always putting all my effort into everybody else and everything else. And I'd never have a thought for myself. Now I find myself in a place where I'm resentful of feeling like I'm never enough or never good enough. Everything I do isn't good enough. As a child, I would make these huge, like, oh, I need to be this to make mom and dad happy. I need to do this. I need to do better.
So at a very young age, you learned that you were responsible, or your behavior was responsible for other people's approval and views of you, right? And that you were in charge of their emotions. You did this and I'm not happy about it. So that already is the seeds being planted for codependency. Codependency is a fancy way of saying like people pleasing, or that you have a belief that you're responsible for somebody else's feelings, emotions, and actions. And so when we have this idea of nothing I do is ever good enough, is because you're doing with the expectation it's going to have an impact on somebody else's thoughts, feelings, or beliefs about you. Now, that's not necessarily inherently wrong or untrue. You can influence other people's thoughts, feelings, and actions, but you are not responsible for them. So I don't know if you've noticed, but women have hormones, and based on those hormones can change how she feels in any given moment, right? Every week it changes during certain seasons of life, pregnancy, child rearing, lack of sleep, medical issues, perimenopause, menopause, you name it. So if you base your worth and your value as, let's just say, a husband or a partner on how she feels about you, you're in for a wild ride, sir. And you're ultimately not responsible for her happiness. Her happiness is her job, just like your happiness is your job. And happiness is a temporary emotion. Emotions last 60 to 90 seconds in the body, unless we have thought loops that keep triggering the brain to release hormones, which is ultimately what we experience as a feeling in our body. So when you think about feelings, we have physical sensations. That's all hormones that the brain is releasing to trigger nerves to muscles to tighten, heart to race, breathing to intensify, sweat to happen, heat to build. When we have these thoughts come into our brain of I'm responsible for her happiness and now she's mad at me, or I worked so hard and I did all this sacrificing to try and make her happy, you are sacrificing parts of yourself for an outcome you are ultimately not responsible for. And that feeds that loop that I'm not good enough. And so what our brain does is this fun little thing where it tries to make you right in what you think. So it tries to go out and find evidence in your outside world, meaning outside of your body and outside of your brain, to make you right. So if you believe I'm not good enough, period, point blank, that's the underlying belief, it's going to go prove you right. You're identifying evidence that, oh, see, look at all the ways I'm not good enough. And so that then keeps feeding the thoughts that feed the hormones that feed the feeling. And then we are in a chronic state of never feeling good enough and being fucking miserable.